My sub-theme for the presentation is God is using ordinary people to make extraordinary things. I really believe this, and I am here as an example, because there are sometimes in our lives circumstances that either put us down forever, and we consider ourselves victims, and we try to live our life after those very difficult circumstances, or the circumstances just help us grow and go to the next stage if we believe in God. This is what I try to do, and I even have examples to demonstrate this truth. Because we just heard in the morning and these days about Abraham. He was the childless father, and then he became the father of nations. The only thing that God wanted for him was faith. And what happened to him was a test of his faith. I see that in many lives, including mine, I had my time, my test of faith in life. And I think that I passed it, because then God really opened lots of doors for me and have my life settled for the next years. Look at Moses. With faith in God, he didn't have anything special, but he had problems that made him not the right person. From a human resources perspective, you wouldn't choose Moses to become the great leader. And he became the great leader. And then Joseph, from a spoiled little child, a shepherd, and then how he became the vizier of Egypt next to the Pharaoh. Or Esther. She was just a little orphan. And then God honored her, and she became the queen who saved the Jews. She had her important role. I think that all these people, and David, of course, who became a king after being just a shepherd and a bold little boy. We see here that the recipe is faith in God, and when hard circumstances come, still believe in God and ask for His guidance. And this is all that God wants from us. My biggest accomplishment is my family. I'm a mother of 4 children, and I have lately 3.5 grandchildren. The 4th one will come in November or December. But let me show you how my professional life looks like. It is very interesting, and I was never bored in my profession, and nor in my life, as you can see. I was a student, and for 8 years I worked as a mechanical engineer. And then in that valley, when I was unemployed in 91, was when all the industry in Romania started to collapse. But the problem was, so this is professional graph, but also speaks a little bit about my personal and family life. When I was unemployed, I became unemployed in March 91. In that summer, I got pregnant with our 3rd child. And in September, I lost my husband in a car accident. He was a musician, a professor, choir director. And you can imagine what a terrible combination that was. That was for me the moment of testing my faith. I was a believer. I got baptized when I was 16. I sang in the choir. I was very much involved in the choir, in the church, behind my husband, supporting him, and doing what I could and raising our family. But God said, okay, enough. I have something else prepared for you. It was the deepest valley of my life, but it was the most wonderful time with God. And only people who went through suffering can understand these words, because they are real. It's not just, to make you feel, awkward. Because I only had God to rely on. As I said before, I was really relying on my husband, who was a personality, and just helping him, but not doing much. And I was a very shy person. I also had a very sad childhood in my family. But God had something more in plan for me. Immediately after this shock, 3 days after, I received and I accepted, after some time of reflection, to change completely my career, and I became a recorder teacher, the flute. It was surprising how God prepared me while I was a student at mechanics to learn how to play this instrument. And then it became my job and my way of getting a salary for the next 4 years. Then this ended, and I went into a completely new field, which was translation. That was the moment when my son, who was about 12, my oldest son, Philip, taught me how to use a computer for the first time in my life. I remarried 2 years after my first husband's death. I had the 4th child, and after being a translator for 4 years, having the child, I was again unemployed. It wasn't that deep valley, but it was, because I was 39 when I finished with this maternity leave that we have in Romania. And this is an age when in Romania you are considered quite old and you are not given too many chances to get a job. And I didn't know exactly what I could do. So I was trying hard to find something that was appropriate for me, because to be a wife and mother of 4 was not enough, and also involved in the church. The biggest challenge in this area, I think, was coming, and it was to become a founding member and executive director of Integra Romania Association, which it was for a while, it still exists, but to change a little bit the profile, a microfinance institution. So for 8 years, we had training in business, microloans, and consulting during the term of the loan. Also, through Integra, we tried to encourage women especially and families to start or expand a small business by giving them support, offering them a personal relationship to mentor them, to help them grow. And I used my personal story with all those women, and there were like 2,000 people in our training programs, to help them and encourage them and motivate them for the hard work. It was very interesting how God made this possible, because you can see all the training that I had before. It was nothing like that. And when I was told that I am supposed to teach business plans and put together a lending program, and I got the trust of some organizations, because we got a matching grant from USAID and a Christian American organization, and they were offering this almost $400,000 US in my hands, trusting me that I will be able to do the job. It was a huge responsibility. I looked at me and I said, no way, I'm not able to do this. But then I realized that it is from God. And it was a very successful program with 99 so much percent of reimbursement rate. But the challenges kept coming into my life. And when we had a little bit of difficulties in the organization because we gave up to the micro-lending because of the new legislation in Romania, and we were trying to find our new direction, I got an offer to become a city council member in Oradea, my city, because the mayor-to-be, who is now the mayor in his second mandate, wanted to renew the council members and have people with Christian principles, integrity in the council. It was the first time when our evangelical churches were addressed with something like this, and they were caught by surprise. They didn't know how to react to this, and they didn't have people prepared because they didn't know for what. I was very surprised, and I laughed when I heard that my very conservative Baptist church of 4,000 members will recommend me for this job. And I said, maybe, you know, I am that quantity that you can get rid of. If something happens, you know, it's not a big loss for the church. Anyway, I didn't want to go into politics. I never wanted that. I thought that politics is for I don't know whom, but not for me. But I was so involved in community development, and I took it as another platform to influence the community and do good things for the people. This was my motivation to enter the politics. And I remember the mayor who told me, you cannot be an independent in the city council. I mean, you can, theoretically, but you don't have the financial capacity, and also you need support in order to do anything. I invite you in my party, which is not the best because there is no ideal party. They are all formed by people, and there are good people and bad people. But I believe in it, and it's really a good party, the only historical party in Romania. And then the next challenge came to become member of parliament. In December 2012, I became a member of parliament, and this is the first time when my full life is dedicated to politics, and my salary is paid out of speaking and making laws and meeting people, because to be in a city council is just, you know, like a voluntary, and you get a stipend for the expenses. So it was very interesting how I got there. But you know, I found this very nice quote: when you doubt your power, you give power to your doubt. Each time when I said no, this was my first reaction to anything that was offered to me. I looked first at myself, and I saw myself as not being ready for the challenge and not being prepared. Lord, I don't have the skills, I don't have the experience, I don't have the money, I don't have the background for doing this. But when I realized that there are so many people who see something in me that I cannot see, I realized that this is from God. And I said, okay, God, I will go just because you want it, but you must be there for me. It's your job, not mine. Mine is just to be the voice, and you know, you can use my human being, but you have to give me the wisdom and help me in this new challenge. I put some pictures because we like pictures, especially the women. Just you know, to see the variety of the activities. I am, and I always was, with people. In the city council, I was the president of the social committee, and we had lots of things here. Very, very nice. I was a deputy mayor for half a year before going to the parliament, and from you know, being an official for marrying people to running on the streets and all kind of official things. And then this is from the campaign. I was all over, so everybody now know my name. In the city, when I go to the market, they all call me, "Hello, Miss Florica, how are you doing?" And now I'm in the parliament with still the same activities, many activities for the community and for the people. My areas of interest are family, education, youth, and Christian involvement in the community life and politics. And my main activities and objectives are, so what is a politician like me doing? Legislation, all kinds of events, especially in Oradea, sharing my life and God's love at any time, because some of the people are surprised to think or see or hear that as being a member of parliament, I have so many opportunities to speak about God. And I use my personal story many times just to open the door for God, but also to show principles and to show that not all the politicians are, people to blame. You have to take the good things that lie in the people. Of course, that in some people it's very hard to find the good things, but still, I'm sure that they are, because they are made by God. Also, it's very important for me to influence the church leaders and young generation. So I respond to invitations to speak to young people, motivate them, boys and girls, to do something. And also the church leaders. Now, of course that in my culture, it's quite hard. I am a woman. How can I go to, the leaders of a church? Of course, they are all men. And tell them what to do, what to say, how to encourage their people. It's very, very hard. But I have to do it because I understand how important it is for them to ask their members to be involved in the community life, in all kinds of projects, to be involved in businesses, in politics. I ask people to send and to go into different parties. I don't mind if they go in that party, at least we'll have collaborators in all the parties. Some people feel, oh no, I will get dirty my hands, I will compromise. Of course that you ruin your reputation next day when you go into politics, but you have to take the risk, because if you feel that this is God's call for you, you have to go. What can I say, I said, oh no, I will not go. And then I thought, so this is such an honor. There are so many people who fight for this, compromise for this, pay big bribes for this. And I say, no, I don't want to be member of parliament. And this is what I did until I realized that it was a big mistake. And also be an honorable representative of Romania wherever God takes me, including this one and others. I went to different national prayer breakfasts because I am a member of the prayer group that meets every Tuesday in our Romanian Parliament. In terms of legislation, I was involved in making changes to the law of education, especially regarding preschool, secondary school, and professional training, because this is very, very needed now in Romania and in the European countries. We have too many young people that have lots of university diplomas, no job, but lots of, things that they demand for themselves just because they are graduates. And of course that it's very offending when you tell them that you should go and find a job in this company because they are looking for skilled workers. Also, amendment on the Constitution regarding the definition of family. I sent an amendment because Romania is in the process of revising its constitution. Last year, my biggest joy was to see that it was adopted, and a week after, the vote was taken again based on some pressure that came from the President of Romania, Prime Minister, and other all kinds of NGOs, and it was rejected. The only article that was voted twice. And now God brought another opportunity that not many people knew about, but I heard And I put again the amendment, so they have to take the vote again. And now I try to speak to as many people as possible from my country especially. I need support. I am in the politics. I am only one. I need the other Romanians who believe in God and want to fight for the families in Romania to come along and help with whatever they can. Law of adoption also, because we need to accelerate the process of adoption in Romania. Counseling before abortion, this is a big theme, and lots of people will be very upset that I come with such a stupid thing for some. Okay, what does it take to be in the politics? Faith in God, I think it's the first thing. Flexibility and adaptability to new things, new circumstances. Proactive attitude and civic spirit. Accept new beginnings. You need to be very open-minded because not always things are as you wish they are. And you are not speaking with nice people in the church, with people who share the same values, but you have to find some common things that you can build something together. People in my party, people in other parties. It doesn't matter what party they belong to. We have to find bridges and work something together. Also, you need continuous learning because everything changes and you need to learn a lot of things. And permanent contact with others who can encourage and help. I appreciate so much when I get a text message with a verse from the Bible or a telephone or something. It's really helping me a lot. My recipes for success in general is trust God, trust yourself, and work hard. Because I think that these three ingredients are essential for the growth of a person. And I don't know how. There are people who advance in their career without trusting God, but trusting themselves. But this is, for an earthly position. I am not interested in earthly positions. And this is why I don't have any objectives. I am just there available for God to use me.